Leader of the Mongol army, conqueror of countless cultures, and master of military technique, Mr. Genghis Khan is one of history's most respected and feared emperors. Today, we get an exclusive look into Mr. Khan's thoughts, experiences, and secrets as he conducts his first in-person interview since the fall of his empire.
I remember the greatest thrill of all, the thing I cherished most, was not the benefits from conquering other people. It wasn't my control over the endless soldiers in my army. It was seeing the fear on the face of my enemy when they first saw my people approaching. The realization, the terror, and most of all, the respect. To know that you are recognized and feared by people everywhere, that is the greatest thrill of all.
Mr. Khan, what was your childhood like, and how did you rise to power?
I was born with the name Temujin, which means iron worker. I remember even as a child I possessed the traits I would later put to use as leader. Early in my life, when I was living a life of hardship, my brother and I caught a fish, which is invaluable to us in times of such hardship. But as I was holding it, my half-brother came and snatched it away and ate it all himself. I was so enraged, I took a bow and I shot him to death. Even then, I knew I had to be brutal with my enemies. One day, my camp was attacked by the Merkids tribe. Most of my family escaped, but my wife Bort was kidnapped. I went to my father's Anda, or blood brother, for help, and he summoned an army of 1,500 men to help. Then he got his ally, Jamuga, to bring another 1,500. Most importantly, though, I went and got about 500 men of my own. These would be clansmen under my father. This was the first army I ever controlled. Together, our three forces overwhelmed the Merkids, and we rescued my wife. Our forces went on to gain control of several other Mongol clans, and before long they were recognized as a force to be feared. Then one day, Jamuga and I were leading our men, and Jamuga suggested we should set up camp. I disagreed, and we agreed to go our separate ways. Some of our men followed me, some of them followed him. The ones that followed me became my men, and they declared me their Khan, and it was then that I became Genghis Khan.
So, Mr. Khan, what was your culture like, and how did it change after you became leader?
Before I became Khan, we were a nomadic hunter-gatherer culture. We believed in a sky god, kind of similar to the Japanese religion. When I died, our culture changed in many ways. When my grandson Kublai Khan took power of the empire, he led a campaign against the Song dynasty, and in a few years, took control of China. During this occupation, we grew accustomed to Chinese culture. My grandson used Chinese and Mongolian architecture to build his palace for himself in China. Buddhism was also introduced to us, and we were quick to follow it. We used Chinese government models to run the dynasty, too.
Mr. Khan, many people said that you're very interested in magic.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I have some magic I'd like to show you. Are you interested?
Oh, certainly.
Okay. See the king of clubs on the bottom here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I take that and turn into the three of spades. Okay, next question. Your achievements have made you famous around the world. What do you think of the modern world's depiction of you in the media?
People think of me as a heartless murderer who kills everyone he meets. But I only killed those in my way. I was a kind man to those who supported me, and I don't appreciate the fact that people think I was only a killer. Genghis Khan is practically a synonym for mass murderer or tyrant. I wasn't a tyrant, I was a strategic leader.
But when you did choose the act of violence, you were very effective. Do you have any secrets or techniques you'd like to share with us?
We believed the element of surprise was crucial to success. We used tactics that were unheard of among our targets to disorient them. One of our favorites was to retreat, and then all of a sudden we would turn around and they had their guard down, and then we would be able to kill them.
But even though you put more emphasis on skill than equipment, you still have some weapons that must have been effective.
Every soldier was equipped with at least one bow or at least one melee weapon, usually a sword or an axe, and so then they would be equipped for any situation. Weapons weren't our biggest interest, though. We focused much more on individual training than what was physically used. Each soldier was a master of horde fighting and also very skilled with the bow.
So I understand this is the sword you used.
Yes, that's right.
Would you care to give us a demonstration?
Oh, I'd love to.